Welcome to the second part of this training series called Earn, Save, and Invest. I'm Dao-anis, and I'm an author, coach, trainer, and speaker, and I help young minds become better communicators and leaders, and that includes being able to lead themselves in the area of personal finance. And that is why we're doing this training video, Earn, Save, and Invest. Again, let me just say that I am not a financial guru, but I have a financial story to share. And in my journey, I learned a lot of things and applied some of them and benefited from it. And this is what we're going to talk about. And I hope you'll get something to apply in your financial journey as well. So in the first video, we talked about earning, and now we will be talking about saving. And then in the third video, we talk about investing. And we do all these things because it is a way of supporting life. And we make a living to make our lives. And we're doing this because we want to serve. After all, as Bo Sanchez always say, that the ultimate purpose of wealth is to love. It is to serve others. So here we go. After earning, we need to be able to manage our earnings. And so we have to employ the art of saving. So it's actually like a science and art, but it is an art. And later on, we'll be sharing with you a strategy, a saving strategy that will help us be able to save really. Because sometimes we often ask this question, where did my hard earned money go? And I experienced that after a year of working, I asked that question. And why is it that I was able to earn this much, but then where is it? Why is it gone? Where did my hard-earned money go? And people ask these questions as well. And maybe at a certain point in your life, you ask this question. And so hopefully with this video, with this training video, we will be able to learn something that we can apply so that we'll not be able to ask this question. And if we are able to ask this question, we know where really our hard-earned money went. So, before we talk about the strategy that I mentioned, let us first identify leakages. Because sometimes we are not able to save something because of a lot of leakages. It is you're receiving income, but then there are a lot of leakage going out there and money's just going out there. And sometimes we think that we're helping other people, but remember that leakage is different from an overflow. It's really different. Imagine a pail or a bucket of water. If the pail or bucket is leaking, it is very much different from an overflow. A leak doesn't, the pail is not full. But if it's an overflow, it means that the pail or the bucket is full. And you want to be overflowing. If you want to help other people, you want to make sure that it is an overflow. It is not a leakage. So that you'll be able to sustain you're not what you are wanting to do. Now, let me just share a learning that I got from Mr. Ireneo Marcelo, and he wrote the book Between Two Worlds, and he spoke about the stories of OFWs, our Filipino brothers and sisters, or aunties, or relatives, or kababayans, townmates who went abroad to work. And he talked about the different struggles. But this is what he wrote as well. He said, but behind these OFW stories, Filipinos in the Philippines are still blind and deaf to the real plight of these workers abroad. What is mostly planted in the minds of most Filipinos is that Filipinos abroad are walking or driving on carpeted roads, eating delicious food in world-class restaurants, sleeping in a five-star hotel, and dollars are raining on them. And maybe to some this is true, but to most it is not, and they're struggling. They're not living in luxury. This is the reason why the word kulang, not enough, is the vocabulary an OFW hears from his family every time he wires them money. When a balikbayan goes home, people perceive him as the richest man on earth and start barking at him with, painom ka naman dyan, or wala ba tayong dollar dyan? And maybe they're just doing this to make lambing, or what we call they're kinakantsawan ka lang, or they're just trying to make fun and try to they missed you and they want to like spend time with you, and that is okay, that's good. But when people think that you're the richest man on earth and you're just there to give all the things that you've earned, then that is a leakage. And after some time, you go back to the to wherever country and then struggle again. But the thing is, it doesn't just happen to FWs. It also happens to some people who, for example, from the province went to the city and they earn, and people from the province they think that, oh, this person is earning a lot. Let's ask for how for this much and this much, and maybe this person wants to help, but it it's not how it is. It's not easy as it looks. And maybe you look at these wonderful pictures and it's good, and maybe they want to help, but let us not people should not take advantage of this kindness and generosity, because if we want to help each other, then we have to understand that we ourselves have to take charge of our finances. Yes, we help others, and sometimes it doesn't we don't have to reach an overflow stage, and we still want to help, and so we give, but and that is okay. But then if that is how we live our lives, then we need to change that thing, because it's a leakage. And so we have to start rewiring our minds. And I'm sharing this because, again, it doesn't just happen to FWs. It happens to, even from city to city, people in once you graduate and start working, or you move into another city, they think that you're already so rich, and we need to change that. We need to start rewiring our minds. And even people, if we want to help others, we really have to rewire and reset up, reestablish our way of doing things. So how is this? We ask, what are the other leaks that you have in your finances? Maybe there you also you're spending way too much of premium coffee, or looking going at this wonderful beautiful cafe every single day, spending 150 pesos just for a cup of coffee. Whew. And maybe that is okay once in a while. But if you're earning just a little, if you can afford to do that, then go. But then if that is just if it's way too much, then change something. Remember, you have this dakot in kurot. If it's a dakot, you that's way too much. It's like you're earning and then you're spending 90%. That's dakot. But if you're earning so big and you spend, even if that's 1,000, but it's still a kurot, it's just a little thing, then maybe okay, that's good for you. But if it's a dakot for you, then think again, because it's difficult to save up. Yeah, people, yeah, maybe that's true, and it is. But then here's my proposal. My proposal is for you to hit 20% off first for yourself. And I'm not speaking about the sale. And again, that's one leak. That's one leakage that they buy something because they think, discounted, it's on sale. But do you really need it? Do you need it right now? And if you need it, maybe not right now, but you need it to do maybe tomorrow or the next month, then okay, buy it. But if you don't need it and you think you're just saving, still you gave away money. And that is, if you walked out 1,000 peso from, for example, in the mall, and you have 1,000 pesos, and since you bought something that you think it's for a discount, but you don't really need it, and after stepping out of the mall, you're 1,000 peso less of how much you have in your pocket the moment you first entered, or before you enter that mall. So I'm not speaking about sale. What I'm proposing is that you have to pay yourself first and make it 20% as your guide, as your benchmark, as a starting point. So how is this? Why should you pay yourself first? Because when you pay yourself first, you align your financial system with the money strategy of the rich. Wow, what is that strategy of the rich? Let's find it out. But here's the common strategy that we do, and it is wrong. Because what we do is that we receive our income and then we pay our expenses and save whatever is left. In other words, we're paying ourselves last. So 15, uh, if you're earning as a salaried individual, 15/30, money comes on the 15th, and then you pay your rent, you pay your meals, transportation, and then you have some entertainment, you relax, okay, you spend all these things, do some shopping, and then you plan to save on something. But then what happens is that when you have this money in your hand, there is always something out there to spend on. So if this is our strategy, it is a wrong strategy, because there will always be something to spend on. And if it's the second step after receiving, most often you don't have anything left to save. So, what is a better strategy? The right strategy is that you receive your income, you already save and invest something, you pay yourself first, you set aside something before going into the third, so spend what is left. For example, you you receive your income on the 30th, 20,000 for example. Then you set aside, like if you say 20%, so that is 4,000, you set aside that immediately, and then save that one and then spend whatever is left. That way, even if you keep on spending on other things that you want to relax a bit because you're stressed at work, or you want to at least give something for yourself, at least the moment you receive it, you already set aside something, because you make it your step two. You paid yourself first. And that is a better way to approach our saving. So, what will happen when you keep your 20%? What will happen is that when you keep your 20%, you will be able to finance three important funds. Number one is your emergency fund. We need this. And we say that, experts say that you need an emergency fund which is equal to 3 to 6 months of your monthly expense. So if you're spending 10,000 monthly, then you at least have 30 to 60,000 emergency fund, and you'll be able to have this by way of your saving strategy. That every payday you're setting aside money immediately. Another thing is, when you do this, you'll be able to start investing for your retirement fund, and this is for your long term. And then next is, maybe you want to start a business later on and you need a capital. You'll be able to fund your business fund. So why 20%? 20% is just your starting point, or you compute what do you think, how much can you save monthly? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, depending on your salary level. Compute that. If you can think of, you start with 20%. So here's an action tip for you. First, if you're having a payroll account in a bank, then open another account with the same bank as your payroll account. Have a savings account, and then you register for online banking. So it will be easier. You don't have to line up to the bank, and it's too long, and you said it's difficult. You give up, you stop doing it. But if it's online, then it's easier. It's convenient. You have no reason not to do it. And then, when payday comes, transfer the 20% of what you received to the other account that you just created. And so you just transfer that. Okay, when you notice you have the notification from HR, or you're from payroll department, or your accounts already been processed, your payroll have been processed, you check and then go online, and then, okay, I'll transfer this. Okay, it's there. And then whatever is left, you may withdraw and pay for your expenses, pay for your rent, transportation, meals, and anything, groceries, and do that. So 4, you spend what's left on your expenses, and 5, finance your emergency fund, then your retirement fund, and eventually your business. Pay yourself first from your earnings, make a cut of 20%. And remember, iba ang pagtitipid sa pagtatabi. Nagtipid ka nga, sabi mo, okay, instead of buying this 150 coffee, I just spend 25 or even 5 pesos for my coffee. And so, nagtipid ka. Okay? You did not spend 150, you spent 5 pesos. So you have a saving of 145. But what you did is to spend this 145 to other things, because you think nagtipid ka. but then nagtabi ka ba? Did you set aside something? That's different. So yes, you have to do both. Magtipid ka, but then magtabi ka. So wag yung magtipid so that you'll spend to many things. Magtipid ka at magtabi ka. And again, if you apply this wonderful strategy that nagtabi ka na agad, and then kung magtitipid ka, it's either you find another way of spending or investing that money, or even add that to the fund that you already set aside. Yung tinabi mo na. So, do both. Do pagtitipid and pagtatabi. Again, manage your earnings. Employ the art of saving, because that's how we support these stages of our financial life. Earn, save, and invest. I hope you learned something in this video and apply what we learned, the right saving strategy, so that we continue supporting our life and make a life, not just a living. I hope you go out there, yes, you continue earning, giving value, and manage the earnings that you have from that value-giving activity that you do. And go out there. Remember that we are doing this because we want to love, we want to serve ourselves and other people. Again, this is Dao-anis, and I'll be seeing you in the next video, which is the third installment, which is the investing part. And just in case you did not watch the first video, there's a link to that. You watch that and also download, if you haven't done it yet, the free PDF report, 7 Money Manners, so that you'll better appreciate what we're talking about in this training video. So go out there, earn, and then save. In our third video, we'll be talking about investing. I'll see you there.